welcome to the newest installment of Metahumans Mondays. Today we have a really cool show and have some new special guests today. To the left of me, we got Frankie. What's up, Frankie?
Hey,
Awesome. Glad to have you, dude. And below me here, another new special guest, Noel.
What's up, guys?
And then Francisco, Boy Blunder. How you doing, brother?
What's up, everybody?
So we got some cool topics we're gonna dive into right now. Let me, man, we got a lot of stuff actually. Let's just jump into the first one here. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys kind of take over this one a little bit. So Marvel and DC crossover. Supposedly, James Gunn spoke to both Marvel and DC about a Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad crossover. Were you guys aware of this? Did you guys hear about this?
yeah, I heard about it. I think
was
the
not
other
aware
day.
of
Yeah, like I'd like to hear you guys take on this before I kind of chime in with Francisco in a bit. Go for it, Noel. What do you think, man? What'd you hear about this?
I mean, it sounds interesting. I was not aware of this at all, so this is the first time that I'm hearing it. But I mean, it sounds interesting because when was the last time we ever had a Marvel and DC crossover? Like, we haven't had that since the '90s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
amalgam.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been a good while. So, but it definitely sounds like a really fun idea, and the fact that it's Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy, both are going to have films that that James Gunn is connected to. James
Yeah.
Gunn has already directed 2 of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and now he's going to be helming the next Suicide Squad movie, which I'm excited for. I can't wait to see that one in August. So the fact that there's already that connection, I think it's great. So I've got no issue with whatsoever.
What do you think, Frankie?
I'm hyped for it. I think they just have to get like the right creative minds to do it, because one of the things that like I kind of like get annoyed by when it comes to like the film industry, especially with like Marvel, like I love a lot of their films, but some of their films like sometimes like can feel like lazy because like either too much creative control, or, like they have like this vision which is good, but like there's also DC. Like we saw what happened with like Zack Snyder and like the whole Snyderverse thing where like they didn't want it.
Yeah.
But if you have guys like James Gunn and like the right creatives, especially the people that want to see more of like these different companies, these different characters that we all grew up with, like at least in some aspect, like do them right, I think it'd be fun. I remember Amalgam. I wasn't too much of a big fan, but I think they can do a little bit better than the Amalgam crossovers, and I'm looking forward to see what they'll do for sure.
Francisco, your take.
I don't know, man. I think that skepticality is in there for sure. But it's the new future, our future. So I would have to say honestly, I'm excited to see what this future would bring. So, bring it on.
Yeah, I actually don't think this is gonna happen. He spoke to them, and I had seen a tweet where it said that the powers that be, or something like that, how he phrased it, that they weren't necessarily gonna. I mean, that this isn't gonna happen right now. But here's the thing. This is why this is interesting to me. DC's in a lot of like hot water with who's owning them and when they're being, you know what I mean? They're kind of just being like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a volleyball, like it's on your net, it's on my net, it keeps going different places. And that sucks because I absolutely love DC and its properties, you know what I mean? I have such a history with DC growing up. So, yeah, I want to see it get a solid home. But with the amount of money and power that Marvel has and Disney, right? I'm sorry, Disney. They can essentially buy anything they want, right? I mean, if they wanted to tomorrow, they can own DC. We all know that, It's just like I think for what it's going on is like you can't have a World Series without 2 teams, and if you own both the teams, it's not exciting anymore. You know what I mean? And I
It's
think
like what happened with WCW and WWE.
Yeah.
WWE bought out
Exactly.
WCW.
so it kind of loses the luster. So it's almost like Disney's like, look, we can buy it, but somebody else please buy it, because like we need to have something to like there needs to be a Team Red and a Team Blue. You know what I mean? We can't own Team Red
Yeah.
and Blue. This isn't going to be Team
Yeah.
Purple. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to mesh them together.
That's
like,
why they always. That's why they always say competition is a good thing.
Yes.
Because it makes, competition makes you strive to do better. Because without competition, then that brings in complacency.
yeah. Yep. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, that's so I just, but I don't know. It's like if no one ends up buying it up, I mean, I would not be surprised if tomorrow headline was like Disney buys, DC Comics and all its properties or something. It's totally possible, right?
Fear, man.
Yeah, but I think they're just waiting it out because they could have already did this. But I think they're just waiting out, like, what's going on here? Is no one gonna like bite? Like, somebody buy it. You know what I mean? Somebody.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like this sounds like a case of one of the two parties is not willing to play ball. It's either because on one side you got Warner Brothers, which owns DC, and then you got on the other side Disney, which owns Marvel. So it could be a case of just one of them not wanting to, just play ball and do thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like hey, let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this for sure. If there really was a Guardians movie with Suicide Squad, that'd be a hell of a movie. That'd be awesome to watch, man. I'd
Yeah.
take all my ticket money right there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next topic, I actually think it'd be fun to know what each. We'll start with Francisco, go up to Frankie, and then Noel. What you guys think would be the funnest Marvel DC crossover?
Ooh.
Like what and what? You know what I mean? What with what, or who with who? You know?
I think
Right.
an interesting one would be like Captain America
Uh-huh.
with Batman.
Ooh.
Mm.
Nice. All right, Frankie, what's your pick?
It's gonna be Batman, but I think that one of my favorite ones is probably like Batman and Deadpool, just for the memes. I want to see like what would happen if you have Deadpool and then just Batman at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, with the little taped ears.
Yeah, that'd be funny to see live action. I think it would work.
Yeah. Noel, what's your pick?
This is a tough one. Honestly, I'm gonna go with a Justice League meets Avengers because
Nice.
it's the battle of two of the most well-known superhero dream teams,
Yeah.
and each side has their own iconic characters. You got in the Justice League, you got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and over on the Avengers side, you've got Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. So I think that would be, just to see these characters come together, I think would be great. And plus, there's a lot of room for kind of like, those settling those old debates, like, oh, who would win between Batman and Iron Man, or Thor against Wonder Woman? It's like, we'll take these old debates and say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna settle it, and we'll do it on the big screen.
You would need like a Lord of the Rings length trilogy for that damn thing.
Hey, I'm welcome to, even if it means we have to get it in 3 parts. Like
yeah.
Avengers versus Justice League Part 1,
Yeah.
and then Part 2, and then finally a Part 3.
Yeah.
And plus we know how it's gonna end. Like it's gonna start off as they're against each other. They both think that, the Avengers think that the Justice League are the bad guys, and vice versa. And then they're all gonna kiss and make up at the end.
I'm gonna go for my pick. I'm gonna say Swamp Thing versus Man Thing. And they're gonna be like, I was here first. No, I was here first. No, I was here first.
Who shot first?
Yeah, both the swamp creatures battling it out for the swamp. Who owns the swamp? That'll be their own WWE match,
You know what? I'm gonna add one more, because now that just came to mind. We have to have Captain Marvel versus Shazam to see who is the real Captain
Who
Marvel.
is the real?
Because if you guys know, before Shazam was Shazam, he was the original Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The battle for the
and
title.
even to this day, yeah, and you know
Literally?
what, even to this day, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like Captain Marvel, the Marvel character, especially because Brie Larson just fucked everything up. So, to this very day, I still call Shazam Captain
Captain Marvel.
So if I go, yeah, so if I go to see like when the next Shazam comes out, which I'm looking forward to, Fury of Gods, I'm still gonna call him Captain Marvel.
All right. Yeah, there's so many possibilities with this topic. It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stick with a little bit of Marvel side here. We're gonna quick blurb on this because Frankie and I were talking about this a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we got a Toby Maguire confirmation, right? This has to do with the
there's
Spider.
like supposed rumors and like there's some confirmation because like there's been a bunch of leaks from what I've been seeing on like Spider-Man Twitter, which is like the worst like Twitter feed you can possibly get because you got like toxic fandoms here and there, and I'm part of it at that time. But like I've seen a bunch of confirmations. There's a bunch of leaks going on, and it also led to like the whole I think Andrew Garfield's interview, like him being asked if he's gonna come back to Spider-Man and him like lying, and you can tell he's lying because he's terrible at it. He's like Tom Holland. When they lie, you can see it, especially when they're smiling and laughing. You're like, dude, we know you're gonna come back. It's fine.
Yeah, he's the only one, right?
Just surprise us.
He's the only one that didn't say yes yet, right?
He's the only one that didn't say yes yet.
Yeah.
Because Willem Dafoe, I think, he's already confirmed it. Molina's already confirmed it twice now too, and we're gonna get him back as Doc Ock from what I heard.
Yeah.
The only thing that like I'm worried about, I love the Spider-Man character. Like I love Homecoming. I was iffy about I think Far From Home, but they're gonna tie in all these Spider-Man characters from like I think each of their universes for like the movie universes. So we're gonna get Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin again, Molina as I think Doc Ock.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that's annoying me so far, if like the leaked script is out there, is that the only I think way that they're gonna get tied in, and like I think Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin's motive is that he hates Tony Stark also, and that he's tied into Tony Stark. And I'm like, can we just stop tying in everything with Tony Stark as a Spider-Man villain? These are Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
They're supposed to hate Spider-Man, not the other way around.
You know, Jamie Foxx came back too as Electro.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to see him redeem himself. I love Tasm 2, even though it's bad. It's like Spider-Man 3 where it's bad, but you at least like Trainwreck. You like it for what it is.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good Rhino because I was actually really disappointed with the Rhino that we got.
Oh yeah.
That was not Rhino to me. It was just a guy in a suit, you know.
Yeah.
like a mech thing. Yeah. I wanted like a real
Transformer.
Yeah, Transformer. There you go. It was like Robotech and shit. I was like, wait, what's going on over here, dude? Yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to see that done better because he's part of Sinister Six, right?
Yeah.
Who else is part of Sinister Six? We're missing somebody else, aren't we? Sandman, right?
Sandman and I think Shocker.
Shocker's in Sinister Six? Really?
There's like a bunch of characters that got added in and taken out. I think there's like different iterations.
Oh,
of
Scorpion.
Sinister
What?
Six.
Oh, Scorpion. We haven't seen a Scorpion yet. That'd be awesome.
He was teased. Scorpion was teased, I believe, in in Homecoming, right?
Yeah, he was like, he was towards the end, but he's also in the boat scene because he's like the guy that gets hit by that car and he falls into like in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Right at the end, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and he's the one that's talking to Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end, right? When they're both in prison.
Yeah, I really liked Shocker as a character too in the comics, but I was really disappointed with him in the movie and when they killed him like right away, you know? Because he has such a cool iconic yellow costume, and I thought they really missed an opportunity to let that shine, you know? Yeah. So before we move to this slide, I'm gonna start with you, Francisco, first. Let's get this debate. Let's get our picks here. Out of these three, who was your favorite Spider-Man?
This is Toby Maguire.
Toby.
Yeah.
So Francisco's pick is Toby, man. You got a reason why it's Toby?
He stole my heart, dude. I mean, I was little. I loved the movie. It was the best thing. And then the second one came out, and it was even better. And then the third one came out, and for some reason, it was still good. Yeah. And then you grew up, and you're like, oh, snap. But,
Nice.
I really enjoyed the movies with him. I feel like he had that awkwardness down. I feel like he just really pulled it off well.
Yeah.
And for not knowing much about what he was doing too, so that was
Mhm.
pretty cool.
All right, Frankie.
All right, hold up. Let me see. It's gonna be Toby because I mean, I got this guy at Goodwill, and then I also got
Nice.
this guy
nice.
surprisingly, and then I somehow managed to find this walkie-talkie of Alfred Molina at Goodwill also.
What the hell?
Yeah, I've never come across those, and apparently those are
Alfred,
rare. but
an
I've
Alfred
never gonna-
Molina walkie-talkie, dude.
Yeah, but like
That's
something
so cool.
about like because I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan ever since like Evil Dead, and that's like my favorite thing ever. But when I saw Spider-Man, especially like with like how Francisco said, like it captured like your heart.
Yeah.
There's something about Maguire that works, and that's like what I resonate with the most. Like I love all three actors because they're able to play
yeah.
Spider-Man, but I think something about Toby is that he's able to capture not just Peter Parker, but the way that Spider-Man should be like a hero. Like he can be funny and all this, but like he's more serious about the way like he's portrayed, and that's what I like appreciate the most, especially the storytelling and the cinematography in those movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Noel?
I'm also going to go with Toby Maguire
Yeah.
because of the nostalgia. You know, Toby Maguire Spider-Man was, you know, my childhood. Even though, like, you know, like I wasn't a little kid. I was more of like a preteen, young teen growing up. But Frankie just summed it up the best. One of the things I really appreciate about Toby Maguire was I really felt that he was a good Spider-Man, but I think he was a great Peter Parker. He really captured the, you know, the outcast, nerdy side of Peter Parker. Because, you know, if you guys know Spider-Man, Peter Parker is supposed to be considered the loser, you know, the geek, kid that is always getting trampled on by, you know, the school bullies and the jocks and everything, you know, like he's an underdog. And I really felt that Toby really captured that part about the character much better than Andrew Garfield. And while Holland is good, I just think Toby just does it on so many, he does it better on so many levels. So just everything about that trilogy, well, maybe not exactly the third one, but first two for sure, you know, first two were great. I really enjoyed both Spider-Man 1 and 2 growing up, and, you know, just the villains, the supporting characters, the story, everything about them, you know, just Raimi's work speaks for himself. So yeah, I'm definitely going with Toby as far as my favorite Spider-Man.
Awesome. I have difficulty picking one actually because there's something from each one attribute that I think is cool, you know? But if I have to go overall, I think kind of like when Francisco said, like the nostalgia hits me, so Toby becomes the default answer, you know? Just because when that first came out, it was freaking mind blowing. You know what I mean? And if I'm not mistaken, Danny Elfman did the score too in that first one, right?
Yeah.
He
you
did
had
it for,
Raimi.
the first two.
For all three of them.
So just that combination hits really hard. But it's not to say I didn't dig the two something about the two others. There's something very young about Holland that's cool, even though I don't think everyone else that was cast with him matches it very well. But I think he does still kind of make a cool Peter Parker in his own way.
Yeah.
And Garfield kind of has more of the lankier look, like what you think Peter would kind of look more as.
Right.
So it's like this weird thing where like they all like I feel like there isn't a perfect Parker. I feel like you need to get that image we're looking at and just like Play-Doh the three of them in one and let's see what the heck it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just watch. That's good. That's the ending of the next movie. Just all of them somehow just, and now we have a new Spider-Man series coming out.
And the other thing too about Garfield's is that I actually personally know the guy who was his stuntman, William Spencer. He's a he's a skateboarder. Actually, shout out to everyone that skates. Today is National Go Skateboarding Day, so hope you all got to cruise on your boards.
Oh snap!
yeah. So his stunt double is a guy who I used to. I did a gig with one time because we were signed by a company that like hires you to do skateboarding. So I would do like skateboarding at like they would hire me to like do demos at parties or teach skate lessons and stuff like that. And he was in that same kind of
Nice.
group, you know what I mean? So I've
Yeah.
met him throughout, and then I was with him at San Diego Comic-Con one year too. So he's a really cool dude, and he's actually the one doing all the stunts because according to him, uh, Garfield didn't really do anything. Like he just like when it was time to do something, he had to like step down, and then he would step in and do everything, all the stunts. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that shout out to William Spencer too. I call him Spider-Man, like legit. He's like the real life Spider-Man. Yeah. But
Nice.
yeah, these guys are like if they just combine the three, what you're saying, they probably will, Francisco. Like they, to me, if they put them all together, they'll make that one perfect Spider-Man. You know, that one Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be wild. And actually, kind of jumping on that topic with San Diego Comic-Con, we're gonna talk about this because I don't really see anyone else talking about it, and I guarantee you they're gonna talk about it. But we're doing it first here, so
Oh yeah.
because this is gonna come because it's already in July, and hey, July 1st is coming.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah, San Diego Comic-Con, Comic-Con at home. Of course, since it's in California, we have, different. I know there's some cons going on in other parts of the United States already.
Right.
But it's still a little different over here in Cali. So it's going to be at home again. But they had this promise that like in November there's going to be like a mini version.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right.
but which we're gonna talk about that mini version too right now. I'd love to hear all your guys' thoughts on that. But real quick with this, it's gonna take place July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And I experienced this last year, and they had exclusives and everything. It was like a virtual showroom, and essentially when the time hit the clock, like the door would open at a regular Comic Con, the map opened up, and you were able to click on all the different booths. And when you click on a booth, you'd be able to get like certain exclusives before they ran out. Certain companies did that. Certain companies, I feel, wasted their opportunity because you click on your booth only to be bummed out and see that they don't even care and they didn't upload anything. You know what I mean? Not even like content or anything or times for their panels or stuff. But even though it was digital last year, I did have fun like just scavenger hunting for these exclusives. I found a lot of cool stuff. And then watched a lot of cool panels, and it's weird because usually I had to really pick and choose panels. I know this sounds kind of effed up in a way, but like you used to have to pick and choose panels, and sometimes you'd go to a panel at San Diego Comic-Con and you'd be like, this one's not that good. I should have went to the other one. You know what I mean? But like with this, with the
Yeah.
digital one, it was kind of funny because I would get in a panel and be like, let me check the other one out, and then the other one would be, let me check the other one out, like really quick. And like I'd be like, all right, this one's cool. I'm sticking in this one. But you can't do that at San Diego Comic-Con because like you make that giant trek. It takes you like 20 minutes because of the crowd. And when you finally
Oh,
get
yeah.
there, it's like, hey, you better sit your ass down because this is what you're gonna watch today. You know what I mean? Like this is your choice. So it's kind of interesting to experience in that way. I don't want to experience it like that always, but I gotta say it was sometimes a little change in there is kind of fun. But if this is the last year to do Comic-Con at home, because I'm thinking in another year we should be in a much much better place after this. So by 2022,
Fingers
right?
crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
this will be the last at home one. So I say everyone enjoy it, and it's gonna be fun regardless. And you can catch some cool exclusives, some cool panels, and not only that, but it's free. I mean, you have to usually pay for the ticket to go to the real one, watch the panels. You can watch this stuff live right now, and you don't actually have to pay for a ticket. You know what I mean? So that's pretty
Yeah.
badass. But yeah, I'd love to hear some of you guys' thoughts on this, and maybe even some of your memories. I know Francisco, you've been to San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Nope, I've never
Not
been
yet?
there. That's the one con I've never gone to.
Okay, well, I mean, dude, eventually, with our store, you're gonna get to go. You know what I mean? That's
The
gonna
one,
happen.
the one I went to was the Palm Springs one.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, we'll end up being able to get you in. When they do the real one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can't like
Get
virtual.
in
Yeah, yeah.
At home?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie, have you gone? I know Noel's gone. Have you gone, Frankie?
No, I'm like I'm too poor to go to San Diego Comic Con.
It is hard,
I got
man.
lucky. Yeah,
It's really
like,
hard.
I got lucky. I think my senior year of high school, as soon as I graduated, like my graduation gift from my sister and my friend Joseph
Yeah.
was to go to Phoenix Fan Fusion. We stayed there for like I think 2 days, and that's like the biggest one that I've been to.
That's freaking huge, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the weird thing about San Diego Comic Cons, it's not really like I know you said like the budget or the money like too poor to go, but
Yeah.
really it's not really that like
No,
that
yeah, I know.
expensive. It's just more like even if you've got $1 million, you still can't go because the freaking tickets sell out. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
heard about that.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to Marco about it, and he was like, I asked him, "Is San Diego Comic Con really cool?" And he's like,
Yeah.
It's like he says it's like cool, but it's just like there's so many small things that just get annoying, and
Yeah.
then it just makes you rethink your experience about even going sometimes.
Yeah,
But it's like it's worth it.
Marco would always go through me, because he would always help me out when I would do my signings at my booths and stuff, you know? So he would always
Yeah.
just go and help me, like, carry everything, because, like, they don't help you with anything. They don't give you a parking space when you're, like, there as a... the last, well, not last year, right? But the year before, I wasn't doing the signing anymore. I just went as, like, our store, you know?
Yeah.
So I experienced the show so different than previous years, because previous years I legit sat on a table for like 8 hours. You know what I mean? I didn't really get
Yeah.
to look around. But last year, the year before, it shut out, which is really cool because that's how I was able to meet you up, Noel. Remember? Because I actually was able to walk
Right.
out and we did that whole shoot.
Yeah, because I was writing a article
Yeah.
on you for the newspaper.
Yeah,
and
and
I got some really cool photos of you.
yeah, you did, man. And that was fun. That was fun because I think I
was.
told you, I was like, dude, I actually like, this is my first time really getting to look around. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like really experience it. And then lo and behold, the next year it doesn't happen, right? So it's like, shit.
I know, sir. I was crushed. I
Yeah.
was crushed when it was canceled last year.
Yeah, even worse, dude. Our store, Metahumans, actually we got nominated for an Eisner finally, and like usually there's this cool ceremony with like dinner and everything, and like that didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we missed on that. And this year we're not nominated, right? But like we missed the one year we get nominated. It's like we don't get to partake in the festivities. So what a shutout year that was, yeah. But you know, just hope for the better in it. But Noel, you've been a big part of this. You've gone for many, many years and gotten to experience it at many capacities. Actually, this is cool. Check this out. I typed in Turbo Man SDCC. Look at that. Look at that. You pop up. First thing that pops up, dude.
Yeah, it happens. And it's funny that, yep, there's me.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we're bringing up Comic-Con because today I was reminded that today, 5 years ago, was the day that two things happened at once. Number one, I got my very first badge in the mail because my first Comic-Con was in 2016. So 5 years ago today was when I got my very first badge in the mail, and I was very excited. But also on that same day, work on the Turbo Man costume was almost complete.
Yeah.
So I remember I showed up to the home of the woman who made the suit in Calipat, and I was blown away with the work she had done. It was almost there, and I even got to try it on, and it was just like, holy cow, this is awesome. I'm this close to becoming Turbo Man, and it was a big deal for me because that was something that I had wanted to do since high school.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, this was just a reminder, you know, dreams do come true. You know, getting to go to my very first Comic-Con, which I wanted to do since also high school, and getting to be Turbo Man was just, like, to say that I was excited is an understatement.
Yeah.
So that all happened 5 years ago. And it's funny because I look at my, you know, I've been looking at my memories, and it was during this time period that we're in right now, 5 years ago, that I was working on the suit.
Yeah.
And I believe it was done just in the nick of time. So, yeah, I've been to many Comic-Cons, and every Comic-Con that I go to, I have to bring that cosplay with me because it's just become a part of me. It's become my signature.
Yeah.
It's become my signature cosplay.
Yeah, you are
and-
Turbo Man, bro. Like when you type in Turbo Man cosplay, you pop up.
Although
It's you.
I will say this, I'm a little disappointed because someone has actually managed to outdo me. There's on Instagram, there's a cosplayer I follow who goes by, I think, Imposter Cosplay. And he cosplays as Turbo Man, but his outfit is more screen accurate and it's all 3D printed.
Oh.
And when I saw his outfit, I was like, damn, the one person who actually managed to outdo me. So I've got competition.
I bet you get a lot of offers on the figure because I've actually looked at the market value on that, and that the Turbo Man figure itself is worth some pretty penny, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? I have two of them. I got
Nice.
one that's it's I'm not gonna go grab it right now, but
Yeah.
maybe or you know what? I will. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna go grab it.
Oh man, it's turbo time.
Yeah, I those are pretty rare
Here it is, guys.
actually. I know there's some value on them.
This is it.
Oh, there you
This is
go.
awesome.
There you
This
go.
is the, this
So is that the one in the
coveted
photo?
Turbo Man.
Is that the one in the photo
Yeah,
that
this-
they took? Yeah.
Yep, this is the one in the photo. Ever since 2018, I've been bringing this guy with me and incorporating him in my cosplay.
Nice.
So yeah, so what you're looking at is the one that's in the photo.
Nice.
So yeah, this is my most prized possession. I love it so much that when I die, I want to be buried with this thing.
Hey,
That's not a joke.
dude, you know what'd be trippy if like he's become so like attached that like you ever seen that movie Small Soldiers?
Oh yes,
Oh.
Like Archer, he comes alive
right.
and he's like, Noel, we must go fight the Gorgonite scum, Noel.
Yeah. The one thing that scares me though is that because I've seen on eBay how expensive these things are, and
Yeah.
the thing that concerns me is knowing that I want to be buried with this thing. What if some jerk decides, I want a Turbo Man? They're rare. I'm gonna go dig up this guy's grave.
Oh,
and
shit.
And grave rob. Do
Yeah.
some grave robbing.
Crazy.
Oh man, you're gonna have
If
to have
that
like an alarm
happens, then-
system on it.
If that happens, then I hope and pray that I get to come back as a vengeful ghost, so I can haunt that person.
Or come back
until
as
it just
come back as the
It's
Turbo Man doll.
right. That way, I will haunt that person until he does the right thing and returns it to my grave.
Yeah.
It's like
That-
a curse.
That's a badass figure though, dude. I dig it. That's a cool figure, man.
Yeah, and I have another one that's still in the box.
Oh, nice. Oh shit. Nice. Even more valuable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that one, because I just said that this one I want to be buried with it. The other one that's still sealed,
Yeah.
I would like to pass it down. So like whenever I have kids, you know, the goal is
Yeah, in the
to-
box. In the box, dude, the value accrues, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the goal is that, you know, like whenever my future kids are, you know, when they're old enough or, you know, something happens to me, I will give it to them and say like, you know, keep this.
Dude, I
this
barely
is
noticed.
how
You got
I
Turbo
want you to
Man in the
remember me.
background actually on a
Oh yeah, that's a photo.
Oh yeah. Oh what? How did I barely
it's a-
see that right
It's a
now?
photograph. It's a photograph, and then
Yeah.
right here is right behind me is the helmet.
Oh
It's
shit,
right
yeah.
it's underneath. Yeah, I finally found a display for that thing.
Awesome, dude. That is awesome.
But about the cosplay, you know, I just love I love going to these events as Turbo Man because you know everyone that I go to, it always turns heads. You know, there's always people just absolutely geeking out. They get all excited, like, "Oh my gosh, it's Turbo Man!" Like, because the thing is, it's one of those characters that you would not think anybody would cosplay as. It's one of those like obscure things. So, you know, a lot of people who go to Comic-Con have seen Jingle All the Way. A lot of them adore the movie.
Yeah.
They watch it every Christmas.
Oh,
But
heck
they
yeah.
would have never have guessed that someone would actually have cosplayed as the character. So whenever I show up, it's like their childhood just came to life.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
whenever
man.
it happens, I'm constantly getting stopped for pictures, whether if it's the selfie or they want me to just strike a pose. And it's awesome because
That's awesome, dude.
it really, in ways, it does make me feel like a real superhero, you know?
No, Dude, I completely feel what you're saying because I love Jingle All the Way. It's like my Christmas movie. I have to watch it at least once every Christmas time. And then I remember I had seen your cosplay on a video once, and that you were here in the Valley, and I was like, no way! I was so excited and giddy. I was like, someone's actually cosplaying Turbo Man. That was so cool, dude.
Have you done cosplay, Francisco?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Hopefully soon. One day, maybe.
Frankie does a really good Deadpool. I love Frankie's Deadpools, man.
I need to bring it back. I need to get like a new costume.
Hell yeah, dude. You do the coolest Deadpool, man. I was rooting for you. Remember when you did your first contest, remember?
Yeah. That was fun. Like, what was that? Was that Blazing? That was Blazing, right?
I thought it was at UmaCon, wasn't it? Was it at Blazing?
Yeah, it was at Blazing because I think UmaCon I tried doing Jason Voorhees. I remember Noel did Jason for Imperial Valley, and I was like,
yes,
yeah, I'm inspired. He inspired me to do Jason. Like I had fun doing the mask, but let me see if I can find it real quick. Like,
I think actually, Noel, you won with the Jason that year, right?
Yeah, I did. That was
that
for
category.
The category was most in character, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
That was fun, man. That was
and it's funny because the following year I won again for the same category, but this time as Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden. Yeah.
So like I did this. Like it's not my best, but like I just wanted to have fun, just making something like. I wanted to go something for like gory Jason in a sense, just like a slasher. Yeah. And I was like, I liked how Noel did his, and we were talking, I think about I think it was Big Hush when we were talking about
Big
mask designs.
I think it was Big Hush.
Yeah. With that I did that, and then I gotta thank you for like inspiring me to even want to do Jason, because like that's like the one that I wanted to do so bad early on.
Yeah, Big Hush was a really Big Hush is how I got into doing my own custom Jason masks. So he really was my Bible for the work that I've done. And then from that, I was open to all the other replica hockey mask artists out there, like Crash Creations,
nice.
Curse Camp Studios, and they do excellent work. I follow them on Instagram. I love watching. In fact, my goal is to buy every replica Jason mask from every film.
Oh, wow.
From part 3 onto the remake.
Well, you're not too far off, right? You must be close to there. I saw your collection one time in a photo. You're almost there, right?
Well, not quite, because the ones that I have, the collection that I have which is actually in back of me, those are just all custom masks that I did, but I want to buy a good replica from one of those artists because they've got years of experience, whereas me, I'm still kind of like a newbie, but their work is so great that when you look at them, they look like they came straight out of the set.
Yeah.
Like if you hold like if you hold a part 7 replica mask, you're gonna feel like you literally grab that thing out of Kane Hodder's head, which is probably not the best thing to do, that because that guy will kill you.
I was gonna say you're like holding, you're like, man, this is really good. He's like, you're really good, huh? Yeah, it's a real human head. You're like, wait, what? Like it's so good, it's real.
I would love to buy the replica masks from every film and just put it in my collection, because so much of a big fan I am.
Yeah.
So one of these days.
Yeah, I'm gonna swerve into this. Look at this photo, guys. Holy smokes. Oh man, the days of this. Hey, here's a shot of San Diego Comic-Con, the show floor from above.
Yeah.
That looks so cool.
Oh man. I mean, I mean, here's the thing. We're never gonna return to this, right? This vendors like that on the floor. Yeah, I think so, but I just don't think you can have that many people anymore. And this isn't even filled up, man. You guys, if you guys have seen, it gets. I mean, it gets like where you can't even walk, right?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Like you literally have to, like, when you walk, you kind of have to like squeeze, because it's so jam packed in there.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to a point where we'll ever be this packed again because of the way the world is, because now you just don't even know. I mean, there was a statistic that showed like even people that were wearing masks, not even to protect themselves from COVID. A lot of people save themselves from getting like other shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It went from like 200,000 people that passed away or got sick from like flu related things or other kinds
Yeah.
of crap, and it went down from that number to like 600 deaths only. So like you save
Yeah.
like hundred something thousand people, and like that's not even just like coronavirus, but that's like other shit, which is why like the Japanese have always been wearing masks for like the last decade already to begin with. They were already doing it, but it just kind of shows that like maybe we shouldn't all be all hurdled up like cattle all the time like that. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
we will definitely get shows back. I just don't think this crazy capacity that we saw in the past will be a thing of the future. I think we're definitely going to see more of a distance thing, but I think the return of things, but more in a different style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe people will, shake hands less and give what's ups and nods, or you know what I mean, fist bumps or something more often. But I
Or
think
elbow bumps.
elbow bumps, which I mean, dude, hey, I'm all for that because like I don't even really like doing, you know what I mean, like being all touchy feely with people to begin with, you know what I mean. So like I'm good with it, but we're definitely gonna see a change. You know what I mean? There's definitely gonna be a change, and
Yeah.
I don't really mind it. All I want is just for stuff to get like functioning again, you know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah.
care if like we
Yeah,
can't be all herded
absolutely.
like cattle again, because I didn't like that shit to begin with anyways, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even when I was stuck in a crowd, I was like, my gosh, I just want to get to the other side to begin with, you know what I mean? So like I'm not even a fan of the crowds to begin with like that. So yeah, but this image is insane. This is something for when you guys tell your kids, and you're like, at one point in time it used to be filled with thousands of people, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like a thing of the past and shit, Have to tell stories
Yeah.
like that, and they're gonna believe you like, nah, that's not true. Yeah, pretty crazy. But
Mhm.
yeah, looking forward to the yeah. Before we go into this next segment here, which is the comic book pick of the week, since we were talking about cosplay, I think it'd be kind of fun before we get out of this zone here. What we'll start with you, Francisco. Especially you, Francisco, because you haven't done cosplay yet. I'm actually curious. If you did cosplay, what would you cosplay? And then we'll hear what Frankie and Noel would do. But you guys, everyone has to pick something that you've never done, or that like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's got to be something like
Yeah.
fresh, and even if it's out of
Oh,
left
yeah.
field. So starting with you, Francisco, go for it.
Probably, if not, like I've always wanted to cosplay Boba Fett.
Nice. I could see you
Ooh.
doing that.
So like kind of like a Mandalorian. I always wanted to be. It was like before Mandalorian and all that stuff. I just knew the like Boba Fett armor itself, so I wanted to cosplay that.
Yeah.
But then being more open to it and seeing that there were more colorful armors and all this different like armors and all that. So I thought that'd be cool. And then another one would be like the Red Ranger.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got the helmet
That one
behind you
was-
already.
Yeah, I got the helmet. I got the morpher and the blasters too. So I'm like, oh wait, maybe one day.
So you got the morpher, the blaster, the helmet. You don't have the suit yet, right?
No, that's like the only thing I'm missing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to cosplay if I ever do get the opportunity, I want to try and do the Steve Cardenas one.
Nice. Yeah.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
For the
nice.
movie?
Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, you got to meet him when he came here, right? To the valley?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
No.
Oh, snap. Yeah, he was cool, man. Really gracious to have him in our first year, which is crazy, right? You'd think our first year we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to get
Mhm.
someone like, but we managed to get him, and that was awesome. And he was great. Frankie, what do you pick, dude?
I've got like 3 in my head.
All right. Number one. It's got to be number one. We're gonna hear the absolute one. You're like, all right, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah.
Number 1, like, because I've been watching wrestling again more recently, and like I've been taking a liking into AEW, but like specifically, I think Darby Allin,
Okay.
and I just like the way like
Yeah.
I like his character, and like I tried doing the makeup look, but I did it so terrible because I tried mimicking his look for, I think it was Double or Nothing or another. I think
It looks
a show
cool,
before
man.
Where It's all right. I could do better. I could do better.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
can't do that. So
he did this version that I'm wearing, but like his is better. But it's supposed to mimic Sting's version of makeup, just with like stitches, and I want to do that. I already have like the makeup and all that stuff, but I would just need to like get thinner and like fit, get like the skinny jeans, get a jacket and all that stuff. So that'd be my number one. My number two would probably be I've already done Spider-Man, but I want to do like an exact replica of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man suit. And those things are like super rare and expensive to come by too. Because there's this guy called Elfette. He makes like replicas like that look like straight out the movie. And like that would be like one to do.
it's because that suit has like the infused the webs pop out of the chest, like, right? It's like
the raised webs.
Yes, raised webs.
Like,
there you go.
Like, I love the RPC studio and I love some of their costumes, but I'm like, this thing could make them have a run for their money. Like, if he were to like compete with them, I think, it'd be just so cool. Cause like, I love their suits, but like, I didn't like how the Sam Raimi one looked like in some ways. I'm like, it looks cool, but this guy's definitely way better when it comes to making that one suit. And then I think number three would probably have to be, probably Eddie Guerrero. I think that'd be one of that cool. One to tackle.
Nice. What about you, Noel?
Well, I also have several cosplays that I would like to do. I'll start with the first one. So one of my favorite supervillains of all time is Two-Face.
Nice.
So I would love to do a Two-Face cosplay, but this is how I want to do it. I want to do it as not any one specific version. I want to do like a hybrid of 3 different versions of Two-Face, and this is how I've always planned it. So the costume, like the suit, is going to be from the animated series. So the one half being black and the other half being white.
Yeah.
The scarring, the deformity is going to be from the Dark Knight. So it's going to have like a burned, charred up look. And then the coin is going to be from Batman Forever. So because even though I'm not really too fond of Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face from Batman Forever, but I've always loved the coin from the movie where it's like the Statue of Liberty head on both sides, but with like the deliberate scarring on the other. And I actually do have a replica, an actual prop replica of the Batman Forever coin.
I bid on the real thing last year, dude.
Yeah, so I already got that covered. I would just need, I already got the coin covered. I would just need the suit. And then I would need to figure out how to pull off the scarring. I know there's a couple of videos on YouTube on how to do it, and there's one in particular that's really good on like using foam latex and or not foam latex, liquid latex, and like paint.
Yeah.
But for that, I'm not good at that, so I would need to like have like, I would need somebody who's really good at that kind of stuff, like makeup and all that, to do that. So it's like I can have somebody do the suit for me, and then I would have to have someone do the prosthetics and everything on the left side of my face just to pull it off. But like a animated series, Batman Forever, Dark Knight hybrid of Two-Face is definitely one I want to do so bad. Another cosplay I want to do, this is going to be cute, Aladdin.
Aladdin, okay.
But for that one, I do not want to do that alone. I have to have a Jasmine. So I have to have some, like, kind of like a couples.
That's cool, man.
Cosplay. So I have to have a Jasmine with me.
And then you can like go to one of those exotic pet stores and rent a monkey for a day, dude.
Right. Or second, or the next best thing, just get one of those sock monkeys and dress it up like a boo.
Yeah. Oh, Carlos Garcia Carlos Garcia in the chat says Batman Returns Penguin. That's who he would cosplay as. Nice, man.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yeah.
As far as the number 3, if I had to say what a number 3 cosplay would be, that's a tough one because, like I said, there's so many different avenues that I can take, and I've already just gave away 2 of those ideas. If I had to go with a third, it would probably be the Shredder. Because Shredder is just in general my favorite villain. Period. Like growing up as a kid, he really was like one of the first super villains that I really gravitated towards, even before Two-Face. And I'm a huge fan of the 1990 film. To me, that's still the best TMNT movie ever. So I think it would be so badass to cosplay as the Shredder from the 1990 film with the red suit.
Yeah,
and
you don't really see that one
everything.
get done too much that often, right? Yeah, that's a cool
Not
one.
a whole lot, because I feel like generally when you see people cosplay as Shredder, it's usually the old animated. It's usually the old animated version from the 80s, but you don't really see a whole lot of the original 1990 film. So got to show James Saito some love there,
Yeah,
because he will always be a Shredder to me.
You know what's cool is James actually was supposed to be one of our guests at the canceled.
No way.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I could say it because it didn't happen, but yeah.
And I have his NECA action figure.
Yeah.
I have his NECA action figure, and I even have the Super Shredder figure. So good old Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
Yeah.
I heard NECA is going to be doing a another Shredder figure from the second movie, but just regular. So like the purple outfit and everything with like the buzzsaw blades on the helmet.
I'm gonna try again though. I'm gonna try to see if I can, like, how cool would that be? You know what I mean? Like if we
that would be really awesome.
That would be so freaking cool, man. Like he's like the villain from like our childhood, and all of a sudden he's there and he's like the nicest, because he's like super nice, dude. And like
that's how they always are. Like these, you get all these bad guys in film, whatever, TV, and they always end up being the nicest people. That's why I always get a kick out of how a lot of the actors that have played like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers are some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. Because on screen, they play these silent and brutally just deadly killers. But when you meet them at a con, they're just like, they're grateful to meet their fans. They're absolute sweethearts.
No, dude, I totally get that. That was actually one of my experiences at the Comic-Con when we had it. I was walking around and I saw that we had Rita Repulsa, the actress, came by.
So nice, dude.
And I got so excited. I was like, no way, you're Rita Repulsa. That's so cool. She's like, oh, thanks. Did you really like my character? I was like, no, I hated you. You freaked me out. You scared the crap out of me. And she's like, oh, well, then I did my job. I'm glad I did that.
Exactly.
And I was like, thank you so much. It was great.
You know, she's
you know what, Frankie, you might... sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, she's actually our only returning guest. Did you notice that? She's come twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and she's totally down to come again if we want her in the future, so.
Oh, heck yeah.
She's super nice,
Nice. Well, on that subject, you might like this, Frankie. So, if you remember, Vicky Guerrero was one of the guests. And I remember I was talking to her, and it's so funny because, I grew up watching her on WWE, where she was always a bitch on screen. But when you talk to her in person, she was an absolute sweetheart. It was nothing like the characters she portrayed on TV. And the funny thing is, I was talking to her, and she told me that she actually has people who legit thinks that the way she is on screen is how she is in real life.
Yeah.
So if you can get people to think that, then you're doing your job.
Yeah, like
people were paying her to yell at them. Did you see that? It was so funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
They would pay her like, just please yell at me the loudest you can. I'm gonna record it. And they would record her yelling at them like.
Like, I think I walked up to her because I wanted to see if I could get like a photo or like something, but like, I didn't have enough cash. But I think I still have one of the action figures that I purchased from her, and it's like an Eddie Guerrero one. It's like one of the I think like the micro brawlers. It's somewhere in my room and I can't find it right now, but I was talking to her and then she gave me that. But like, I was telling her, I used to watch you on TV, and she's like, what'd you think of me? And I'm like, I hated you. Like, you played a really good heel, and like, you annoyed the crap out of me just by saying like the whole, like, excuse me, this, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I did my job. And I'm like, yes, you did. Thank you, and all that. I think I got a handshake, and I was just like, I met my favorite villain for once. It's awesome.
She was doing that to like The Rock and like to everybody, dude. Like the biggest names, dude. She was really involved with all that, so. Pretty wild, man. Yeah, that's yeah, she was really cool too, man. Yeah, what a trip. Um, I mean, I guess my cosplay, the one I've always thought about, what I know is being incredibly difficult, but I would maybe go with like an unmasked Blue Beetle, like the Jaime Reyes one, you know?
Nice.
Just because that costume is like really slick and lean, and like the black and blue looks cool, but like there's this version of him in the comics where he doesn't have the helmet, he's just kind of just walking around, you know what I mean? And I just
Yeah.
always thought that looked cool, but that definitely would take some cash to get that thing made in order for it to actually make
yeah.
it look good, you know what I mean? Not cheapy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, off the top of my head, that's what I could think of, but that would be badass. Um,
That would.
we're gonna jump into the comic book pick of the week. Man, there was no question it was gonna be this, guys. Just because of how long this has been in a wait. But so the comic book pick of the week is gonna be Spawn's Universe #1. So every week we have a pick of the week, a book that we recommend. And there was no way this was not going to make it on the list this week because it's been a long time coming on this one. And Todd McFarlane has gone record numerous times that Spawn, he's going to do a whole freaking universe. He actually said that he regretted not doing this sooner. So he plans to, just how you have the Marvel universe, Todd's going to make a freaking Spawn universe, guys. That's going to be crazy.
Nice.
He's going to create more and more characters. He's going to build this thing. He's going to give characters solo books, solo stories. You're going to start seeing them more in television and movies. I mean, they just announced a Sam and Twitch show. Not
Yeah.
even a movie. It's a freaking show, a whole separate thing. And then, of course, there's supposed to be a Blumhouse Spawn movie somewhere down the line. And then
Right.
who knows what else. I could see another animation somewhere down the line. Yeah, crazy. The covers
Yeah.
you see here is the J. Scott Campbell one on the left. And then the one
You
on the...
said Blumhouse, right?
Yes, uh-huh.
I'm hoping it's good, but like Blumhouse has like a hit or miss track record with like movies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You're with the horror
I'm hoping
movies,
it's
right?
good. Because
Yeah.
like Invisible Man reboot, it gets a lot of smack, but I thought it was great. Like I thought it was like a good little reboot for like this generation.
What else did Blumhouse put out? Did they put out the what else did they put out? You guys
They
know?
put out
Halloween.
they
I
put out the
think.
2018 Halloween.
Okay. All right.
Like they have like some decent ones, like those like the two big ones that they have right now, and then there's like a bunch of others. I think I don't know if it follows a Blumhouse movie. I don't think it is. Probably might not. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
But like
There
they have
actually
like
is a
lot.
movie.
Yeah.
There is a movie that I watched that's a Blumhouse very recently called The Keeping Hours, and it's not exactly a horror film, but it has to do with like a ghost story, but it's actually
Yeah.
it's a pretty good film.
Okay.
Sad, but it's good.
Nice. Let me okay, I got an alternate image here. All right, so here you go. Here's the other two covers. Forgot to show it. My bad. Actually, the one on the left looks great. That's got the
Oh wow.
that's the other J. Scott Campbell one that no one had seen yet that just got revealed pretty recent.
Is J. Scott Campbell gonna be like the main cover A artist for this?
He
run,
is.
or-
He's got 4 covers on this series.
Damn, he's really gonna be killing it.
Yeah, and then the one on the right, that's like, it looks like a comic book art page. That is a 1 in 50 incentive. I believe we're getting 1 for our store only, but I think we will only have 1. But it's essentially like a uncolored version of what you just saw on. Well, actually, no, it's not on the previous page. I think we showed it off 2 weeks ago. And for the incentive, it's just like a penciled McFarlane / she teamed up with someone else on this one version of it, you know? So those are the variants that are going to be coming out on top of like 3 others that we showed in a previous week. But yeah, I see Carlos Garcia in the chat says Blumhouse also did Happy Death Day. I haven't seen that one, but I remember hearing it. The Craft remake.
Doesn't even know there was a remake.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember another one. They also did Get Out. That's one of their big ones. That was like
They
I know
did
that
Get
they
Out?
did some really good ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, obviously Todd's choice to go there was because they do the lower, well, we say lower, it's still expensive, right? But lower budget compared to, massive studios. And
Yeah.
And the other big thing is Todd wanted to actually oversee the direction himself. So, it gives him more independence there with them. But I mean, I'm just stoked to see a Spawn movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx was cast as Spawn. So for those that don't know, Jamie Foxx is gonna play
Oh,
Al
that's pretty
Simmons.
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Spawn Universe. This actually we're gonna get this I think on Thursday for our store, but
Oh, nice.
some of the stores in the U.S. will get them Wednesday. And some of them probably already have them, and they're putting them out a little bit earlier. Depends on the size of the store, but this is gonna be the comic book pick of the week. It was undoubtable that this was gonna make it because this is a really big book. So this is definitely the biggest book of the week. There's nothing gonna be bigger than this one.
Nice.
And that's it. So great show. I appreciate all of you tuning in the chat. Super stoked to have all of you. And thank you to my guests. Let's go from left down to right. Frankie, starting with you. Where can we find you, Frankie? Thanks for joining us, dude. Where can we find you on social media?
So on Instagram, I think I'm the Frankie the Midget Pool still. It's always gonna be that or Frankie the Simp because I went with the memes that my friends made fun of me on. YouTube, I make some good content here and there. I say I do and I kind of don't. I like
Hey,
to think
plug
of a
it,
movie
brother.
critic,
Plug it.
but that's it.
Plug your
It's,
content. What's your channel?
The YouTube channel is That Guy Frankie. You'll see me reviewing. I'm gonna be making a video on the Evil Dead video game. It's gonna be like a little rant,
Nice.
hoping for the best that that's gonna be a good video game because there hasn't been an Evil Dead video game in like a decade, if I'm right. The last one was Regeneration, if I'm correct.
Okay, that has been a while, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just do some stuff here and there, like I'll live stream video games and just review some stuff. That's where you'll find me.
Francisco, where can we find you, brother?
Find me on Instagram, sharing comics and
Yeah,
comics and the Dot Boy Blender.
Yeah, and you have a hell of a collection, dude. I've been seeing it's been growing. You got some key after keys, bro. Very nice.
Definitely.
Very, very nice. Noel, where can we find you, dude?
You can find me on Instagram at nb_cash. And my Instagram is just everything from cosplay to my life. It's just all over the place. So you get just about pretty much everything with me on Instagram. You can also find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is just NB Cash, and it's mainly just reviews. I do a lot of like just collectible figure reviews, things of that nature. I haven't done one since 2019, to be honest. So it's been a very long time, but I am getting ready to make a comeback and do a brand new video to review for my channel because I know it's been a long time since I've done any content. So I've just been telling myself, oh, I gotta do more content. I can make more videos. And the thing that I'm gonna be reviewing is people who know me really well, who've known me for a long time, know that I'm a huge Titanic buff. I love everything that has to do with the Titanic. And I recently bought a 3D puzzle of the ship. So I'm going to be doing a review / build of the entire thing for my channel. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to getting that set up. So I'll be opening it up, and then I'm going to be doing a time lapse video of me building the whole thing, and then just kind of like showing off the completed puzzle and just talking about it.
Make sure when you hit the record button, it's recording when you start the time lapse, brother. Because I've heard some horror stories of people doing builds like that, and then they're like, oh, finally done, and they check it like, no.
Yeah, exactly. My camera actually, like on my phone, it has a time lapse option.
Nice.
So when I found that out, I was very happy because initially my whole thought was, okay, I'm just gonna have to just record myself building this thing, and it's probably going to take like an hour or so, or however long it takes me to build it. And then I'm going to have to put it onto a video editing program and make it into a time lapse. But I found out that my phone already comes with a time lapse option on the camera. That just made things so much easier for me.
Awesome. And Charles does drawing in the chat, says, can we plug in all the Instagrams in the chat? So Charles, I'm going to list them in the description after the video is finished. You could check out everyone's profiles, all right? So heads up there. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Great show. Lots of fun. Appreciate you all, and I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. Pretty soon we're gonna do start doing some giveaways here on Metahumans
Ooh,
Monday.
that
So
sounds
stay
nice.
tuned. We got some cool stuff we're gonna start giving away. I think on Star Wars Day we did a giveaway, Francisco, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's about time we do another giveaway. So stay tuned. It might be next week or the week after where we're gonna do a giveaway, and we always have some cool stuff to give away. So stay tuned with that. I appreciate you all. Again, thank you to all my guests, to all everyone in the chat, and everyone out there. Have a fantastic week coming. We're on Monday, but have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care, stay safe, and tune in, and we'll all check in with each other back next Monday for another installment of Metahumans Mondays. All right? Thank you, everyone.